All right, welcome everyone, Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Apothecary Diaries, Season 2, Episode 18.
Oh!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mau Mau's in a new place.
Yeah.
Cool.
Far, far from the palace.
Far from the palace.
2 whole boat rides away.
But currently safe. No current talks, as far as we are aware, of, beheading her and burying her body somewhere.
Right. We are in a situation where either it's a foregone conclusion that they're going to kill her if she doesn't agree to whatever
XYZ.
their terms are.
Yeah.
And so they don't care what they show her, because either she joins us or she dies.
Right.
But I think if they're willing to run that risk, then they would actually also not be worried about the Mau Mau that is so smart that she pretends to join them.
Exactly.
And
So-
there's an issue there. So then it's well, what value would she give by joining them if
just
they
here for
wouldn't
now.
put her as a risk there? Do they keep her in the village until she's like 20 or 30 or 40, and then they're like, okay, now
I think
we trust you. You can get brought into our scheme.
Nah, I don't
Because
think
things have to be moving that much faster.
I don't think she's ever being brought into the scheme. I think it's just enjoy your new home now. Maybe you can be an apothecary for us because I mean, if you give us bad stuff, then we can have you killed. But like, we don't,
That's
clearly
actually a good
we don't have to
point.
worry about that. So just help us make medicine and shit.
That's actually a really good point. She could literally just be there because they're like, wait, we need actually somebody with skills.
There's always work for someone like you.
Yeah,
fantastic.
absolutely.
Yes, we're doing our, peacefully take over the kingdom thing.
Yeah, our bloodless revolution,
It sends, a few babies here and there, but yeah. But
Pregnancy is bloody,
You're right, but you don't have to worry about that because that's not going to involve you anymore.
No.
Yeah.
No.
But hey, pregnancy being bloody,
Gyokyo
she might be
might
about
be
to
having a boy.
the timer on the oven might be going ding.
Yeah. And this is a Gyokyo that's now armed with enough safe kind of things in order to make sure that this pregnancy goes well.
Right, but that sure would suck if like 2 births started to happen at the same time, kind of like last time. And oh hey, we also don't have Mau Mau here to help out.
And Lumen's back.
And Lumen was just going to be...
stars are aligning in a very strange and
shit.
scary way.
And he was just going to be instructing Mau Mau.
Yeah.
But she's gone.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
It's crazy. But yeah, y'all, without further ado, let's get into this. Oh, God, I love the soundtrack for this anime. Sure, it could be a week, We're in an older time, so...
Oh, awesome.
Okay!
Awesome.
Even though she's not here, she did so much. 10 days!
Holy shit.
10 days!
Stay away.
Go make me some tea.
Yeah.
Look after the cat.
Can't even do that.
What?
Okay. Oh, shit. All right.
Well.
選定の時代に幼くして花を散らされた女たちは死後も高級を出ることが許されない。
Even after death.
その名を記録されることもなく、この花咲が消えていく。
Oh, look who's also here now. Mate.
この匂い。
Oh, nice.
マオマオはどこへ行った？
Let's go, Jinshi!
そばかすの女官、翡翠宮の次女について知りたいのだが、心当たりはないか？
The switch has got to be just as scary. Oh!
Shit.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Oh my God. Her trauma, like,
Fuck.
Yeah, you are recalling an old memory. Oh my god, that was.
甘い異国に歌詞を入れ
Oh. He looked just like you, yeah.
私が成長してからは通われることもなく話に聞くのみでしたがどうしてあなたのような方が観覧のご
Whoa.
Damn. The music stopped.
Yeah, yeah. He's stun locked, yeah.
Just like that.
Yeah, force of vomiting. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Dang. Way to go. That was quick and smart. Yeah, fingers down the throat. You forced that vomit, like.
I like that as a consequence, though, of Jinshi. Yeah, no, that was not casual.
群れで毒を飲み干すか
Yeah, and she knows.
ガオシュ俺
Oh.
あの方は
Oh, the idea that that might be the cover that they think of like, what if it was actually just because she freaked out of seeing Jinshi?
血のつながりがあるという噂を信じ東宮の地位から逃れようとした
I'm shook.
自分を笑うのは後だ、今はやるべきことがある
Right.
大砲
去年亡くなった女官の名です。
ああよく人を
Bring this back. Yeah, okay.
Okay.
大砲の血を引く者はただ一人その娘が生きていれば
Wow.
Oh. No way. Did
Wow.
he just crack it?
Yeah.
Oh, and she's not gonna be there.
Yeah.
大砲の仕えていた妃は後に師匠に下賜され娘を産んだその娘がローラン妃だ
So
we're
is
cracking things open here.
ただの直感だ本当につながりがあるのかはわからない
so Mao Mao's a half sister?
いつもながら君の
Yeah, they all look so similar.
まなじりのつり上がった揃いの化粧
Whoa.
Oh
Whoa.
shit.
確か次女は七
Yeah.
もう
Oh.
私は宮に使っ
Oh shit.
He got her good.
ほくろの位置
Dang.
総理いや連
Oh my god.
He's so good. Jinshi,
Where is
you're a
Lola?
legend.
本物はどこへ行ったローラン妃はどこへ
Oh.
申し訳ありません
Oh.
旋風は本当に何も知らないのです
Then start
does know?
talking.
Who does know?
くそ落ち着け
Oh my god. Jinshi was roaring at her.
Oh my god.
もう戻らないと言われました
She wouldn't be returning.
旧妃が自分の意志で高級を抜け出したということか
No way.
Yeah, now the whole or Garnet Pavilion is. Yep.
総出で探していますが、ローラン妃らしき人物は見当たらないと。
もう妃と呼ぶ必要はない
Yeah.
Yep.
交換の娘を高級に入れるということは帝にとっても利がある行為だ人質として高級という鳥かごに閉じ込めることができる
Whoa.
Oh.
Interesting.
Yeah, okay. Right, because in order to make sure that the line is secure, you can't have them leave.
一体どこへ何のために
All right, and now we cut back to Mao Mao.
Okay.
No.
We keep going. I love it.
Oh.
行方不明。
Okay.
All right. What?
What?
それと現在師匠の
Oh, wait, no, you just
ローランと
derailed your master strategist.
Oh.
逃亡した妃の
This could be actually for not a bloodless thing. This could be for an attack.
Yeah, yeah. Because it's kind of borked now.
Yeah.
診療所全員か。
いえ他の者は謀反について何も知りませんでした。
Hence the number of men that he has at his disposal to be able to
Yeah.
find out all these things quickly. Oh god, things are about to get crazy.
今すぐローランを探さねば。だが情報が少なすぎる。先に師匠を追うべきか。
Oh,
Who's this?
誰でしょうか。
a eunuch?
入れ。
Oh, is this Lacan's son or something from the opening?
Yeah, guy from the OP, maybe?
Yeah, the one that looks like Lacan.
ソロバン。
カン・ラハンと申します。
It is.
Okay.
ラの名を持つ者はラカンとラハン二人しかいない。ラの一族軍師
Adopted. Okay, okay.
All right.
国庫の水筒帳だな。
はい父上から調べろと言われたものです。フェイファの出所がわからないのが気持ち悪いようでした。
All right.
ここ数年穀物の値が明らかに上がっているな。
面白いですよね。干ばつも公害もなかったのに。
Oh,
国で
interesting.
Those are all the kinds of things that would be important for funding an army.
Yeah.
どこにも見当たりませんでした。
Holy
Weapons
shit.
and food.
Mm-hmm.
And the National Treasury is paying for it.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's something
その
else,
砂
but
漠は誰かが横領している。
it could just be corruption,
そ
yeah.
して金属の値上がり。こちらも何者か。
Mm-hmm.
流れがどこに集約しているのか。お知り
I
合い
like
じゃ
it.
ないですか。
Ho, 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 ho.
それで要求は何だ。
Huh?
こちらの額。
Ah, what?
少し勉強していただけないでしょう
A small, teeny tiny.
か。壊した高級の門の修繕費です。
What?
What did he do?
What? And how?
その代わり
What?
徹底的に調べろ。
Did he set off a bomb?
I think he hulked out and threw it. Like,
使えるものは何でも使ってやる。
I guess it's just a joke.
I guess.
I guess it's just a joke. Hey, Mao Mao.
So,
All right, end the episode.
okay.
Dang. Okay. Wild.
Yeah.
Oh my
Wild.
god. This is
Okay.
the Jinshi Diaries episode.
Yeah. Are we only getting
Wow.
like one more season after this? Because it seems like they're about to just.
I mean, if it's a two-core season, it could be.
Yeah.
We don't know. But right now, this is Jinshi on a warpath. He is tearing through the rear palace trying to find Mao Mao.
Yep.
He ends up uncovering everything, not just because
about,
of
yeah.
what Mao Mao put him on the trail of, but also Suirei also messed up, was seen frequenting a specific grave
Yep.
that ties her back to the late emperor's reign, and then also ends up finding out that, wait, this grave was for this person who, this ties into Shisho stuff, which then ties into Lolan, and then uncovers basically that, hey, Lolan's, no longer here, all but confirming basically that, yes,
Right.
yes,
And I like
Shisui is Lolan, and yeah.
I like that it was also brought up the whole idea of having the child of a high-ranking noble in the rear palace is a form of like hostage situation, where it's they can't leave here, and so that's a way that you can secure the loyalty of the person because their child is going to be in a place close to you where if they decide to do some rebellion or whatever, well, their flesh and blood is within chopping distance, right?
Right.
But nope. She's gone. They're all gone.
She's gone, yeah.
And so if they're setting up that they did have this backup plan of, secretly creating an army or prepping to be able
This
to
is all
field an army.
supposition. So yeah. We're still on the like they have some kind of backup plan that they're doing
Yes.
here. It's grain and iron being the things that are up in price where we're thinking it's an army.
Yeah.
But again, we don't know.
Right. But the fact that it's we are not caring about the cover being kept as long as the immediate physical safety basically is ensured. Cool. That definitely points at a few things.
It does
Awesome.
point at a few things. Yeah, I think it leans decently in that direction. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was something that Jinshi was able to solve quite well.
Yep.
And we moved things through quite quickly. I am astonished at how fast this is moving. I can see now, they could actually have the story go in this direction and move things eventually back into intrigue rather quickly, because we don't have to have Mao Mao be the source of solving the
conflict.
intrigue.
Yeah.
Jinshi is a main character, and
Yep.
his story is one filled with not just the emotional depth of him being the illegitimate son of the late emperor, but wow,
Yeah.
he's having to deal with a lot. So he's managing everything here, and then he ends up confronting Shenlu, and she sees the late emperor in him because her horror of being put into this situation is tied to the late emperor in his younger years.
Right.
Which Jinshi looks exactly like. And the idea that we could so flip in our excitement from Jinshi catching her to then being like, oh God, like the horror of it being imparted to us.
Even to the point that Jinshi's original approach that was a lot, more, hot and angry and all that stuff, of the where's Mao Mao? And then it's the, oh wait, no, hang on. No, I must compose myself. And then it's the dissonantly, calm and, sweet tones that then makes her freak out. That was very well handled.
It was very well handled, but it's something that I think actually encapsulates the entire motivation for the people in this faction or organization rather succinctly. Who's to say Jinshi isn't just like the Emperor and it's all being covered up?
Sure.
From the perspective of the servants, think about it. Jinshi has the face of the goddess,
Right.
He has the late Emperor's whole thing there. The women are throwing themselves at him, like literally. Sure. There's nothing happening on the surface. Nobody knows of anything happening in that regard. But the way in which he has that kind of run of things, and then also is basically the Emperor's heir, like in the most strict terms there, he is effectively the Emperor to most of these people.
He certainly doesn't... he effectively doesn't have anyone he answers to with regards to, at the very least, the rear palace.
No, not at all. And given that nobody here has been here at the palace for more than 2 years, unless you're literally Shenlu, for instance, it's not like anybody is actively thinking about that. Nobody.
Sure.
Nobody. But if you think about it from the perspective of someone who does know the history, who does know the dark secrets, who does actually, who actually experienced all this, Jinshi is potentially one of the most terrifying people in the palace.
Sure.
From that point of view.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So just the shift that she had from, oh, hi to, oh, God. And then, that was just really well handled.
And I like the way that there were complications that came into play that even though Jinshi was on the right track, because he's wanting to make sure that he stays reined in, causes him to not be sure, like, is he drinking the poison? Is that because she's trying to keep a secret from him about what's going on and what she's been doing? Or is it because, oh, holy shit, I kept this as a thing for peace of mind in case anything like that happened again.
All of the above.
And oh my God, it's about to happen again.
All of the above.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
I love it for every single one of those reasons. I think all of the above is the answer that actually makes even more sense, because it's like, part of it would be the assuredness. Part of it would be also the, I'm doing something really scary. I don't want to get tortured before I die.
Yeah,
I'd rather just die,
Yep.
Okay. With Lolan being found out, with Lacan being kind of put out of commission by just the frenetic terror of your daughter being taken or disappearing here, but then Shisho also going missing. That feels like we got all the important people out of the palace before crazy stuff happens.
It feels like the ocean receding right before a big wave.
Yes, right.
Like that's what it feels like.
Yeah. That's a great way to describe it. Yeah.
Now, I'm not sure, like, because one of the things that has been like almost a calling card of the show, right, and the world building is just how crazy big just the rear palace is.
Yes.
Right. And so the idea that, okay, yeah, the palace would be then even more ridiculously massive. So then if you were to have some kind of, crazy violent event happen here, the forces that would need to be brought to bear would have to truly be on another level in order to.
You'd have to stage some kind of crazy cataclysmic event. Like maybe you have an outbreak of something and there's just a whole bunch of people that just die.
Sure.
It forces people to evacuate the palace or something.
Yeah,
you have an actual like army attack of some kind. You have something where all the water was poisoned, basically.
Right.
You have all kinds of things like that could lead to the palace gets a reset, basically. And all of them would be effective somewhat.
Yeah.
Now, to varying degrees here. That's why I don't want to jump entirely on the army thing, even though I think like we both kind of suggested that for our own different reasons.
Yeah.
Is that it's still a palace in the middle of, an empire and everything.
Right. It could just be
surrounded by thousands of soldier eunuchs, basically.
Right. Like it could totally just be that the explanation that was given of, oh, hey, where did the money go? That's the difference.
Yes.
That could totally be what it is. And it's just they've been using the crown's own money to fund it.
Yeah.
And that's how they keep it so that there's no money trail because it actually just goes back to the crown. Right.
Yeah.
And they don't have to worry about anything like that. Right.
Yeah, that could exactly
that
be
could
it.
be all that
and
it is.
And and that it's more the thing of, you found out some of our tools, but you don't have really anything on any of the people that are like in
right. Who knows?
Situation.
Maybe if there is the whole army thing, no, it's not that they're, drafting an army to theoretically, take over the capital or anything, but it's the, shit, when they find out they're going to come here to crush our entire house, right?
Yeah.
And not like house like building, like, the
our family line.
Our whole family line, that whole place that, Jinshi and Mao Mao went to in the previous arc, right? And so it's we're just doing this so that way when they show up, we can actually
fight back
a bit, Like I could
Possibly.
totally see that being the case because Lolan abandoning her post, right? Even though she attempted to, keep things covered up with, her ladies in waiting, that is all right, we're burning the bridge behind us.
Right, because it's apparently something that the way it was brought up was a very clear, well, yes, it's a great opportunity for Lolan, but it's also a way that we can just literally have Shisho by the balls in case he does anything.
Right. And even apart from that whole reason, there's the whole thing of just, no, you really can't leave the rear palace because the whole point is that we know for a fact that, if you have a kid, that's the emperor's kid.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So now that variables are put on kind of a pretty clear ledger here, now let's look at the ledger. Let's see all the things that we've missed thus far. Why is Mao Mao still alive? Why are they at a hot springs place in the mountaintops here? What's the reason why you bring back in Suirei in such a low position?
Well,
was that just a means to get her out of the rear palace? Because no, she came through the tunnel.
She could leave if she wanted to.
She could leave any time she wanted to.
Yeah, so what was Suirei's original goal?
What was Suirei's original goal?
Yeah.
Was it to play the long game and just it all fell apart with Mao Mao?
Was it to kill a couple more babies because the emperor was having too many heirs?
What made them accelerate things beyond just Mao Mao's presence? Because there's gotta be more to it than that.
Right. And this is where I made a comment in the reaction that probably seems like it came way out of left field for a lot of you, with the whole thing of wait, is Mao Mao actually their half sibling or Suirei's half sister or something? Because of the whole idea of Suirei being, the daughter of the one person in the rear palace, the concubine, and then a doctor, and then my mind went to, what
there's
if that
only one doctor?
Yeah, because clearly the quack doctor, it's not worth mentioning as a doctor, right? So then I was thinking, okay, maybe that's also another aspect of it, but I don't.
yeah, and
I don't
what
think
it would
that's going
just-
to be the case.
Yeah, all it would
I
just
hope it's not.
all it would have to be is that they continue down the no, this is literally just the only doctor there. But because of the age they showed of the doctor and of the concubine and everything there and how old Lumen is, that would have been too long ago for this to actually happen. And reminder, just because Suirei looks the way she looks, we cannot actually tell her age. There is no way to know how old Suirei is. Like, no way to tell.
Sure.
She could be as old as 40.
Oh, and also, even if it was Lumen, that wouldn't mean that Mao Mao would be the half sister because she's Lumen's adopted
Yep. Mm-hmm.
daughter. If anything, that would mean that then it's because Lumen is Lacan's brother, so then it would actually just be like a cousin? Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And hey, that's fun, but it doesn't mean anything in the
Right.
strict sense here. The part that is important though is that because of this familial connection here, Shisho being the one that is actually descended from the royal color-blinded bloodline here, that means that Suirei is most likely not royal blood.
Correct.
Which means Lolan is the one that is, and they're half siblings, and that's why they look so different, and also why
The difference in
Lolan
importance of
is
their
the one
jobs
that's
and all
more
that.
important in
Yeah.
the role and position there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's fun, which also could have been something that was even. No, they probably wouldn't have brought that up. No, they probably wouldn't have brought that up. I was just thinking about maybe that was the reason why, in a lot of ways, Lolan was even considered for this. But then the idea that Lacan made it some kind of like mystery or what have you, that he was trying to suss out whether or not this guy was actually of royal descent and what have you.
Right. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I'm guessing that the reason for that is that it's I think he's trying to basically take over the kingdom.
Yeah.
And if it's I can use this as a way to prove that I have a claim, then that could, after the dust is settled.
Give him more
and-
motivation, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, to be like, it's okay, everybody. My
Yeah.
family is actually descended from the cousin of the uncle of the original brother
Right.
of the emperor 3 or 4 generations ago.
Looking at the family tree, how did you get here before us? How did we, Kronk? Doesn't make sense. Yeah.
All these
But-
squares form a circle. All these squares form a circle.
But Jinshi, you can be right terrifying.
Is
Because I mean, you were on the right trail. You were right. You were actually sniffing it out. But that whole thing that Mao said it's not whether or not you would, it's whether or not you could. Mm-hmm. Well, here's that situation.
Here's that context.
Because you're on the trail. The people in this, Garnet Pavilion are actively, effectively committing treason against the crown, right? But you don't actually know how much any of these individuals know. And so,
Right.
of course, they're scared shitless when you come in. And
You have supreme executive power.
Like,
you
as
come
soon
in
as
here,
you figure out the ruse, it's basically oh God, so is it a week or a month until I have my head chopped off?
or am I going to be thrown, I don't know,
Into
to
a
the
torture
wolves
chamber or-
effectively,
yeah.
where I'll then just die of some disease, in 10
Sure.
years or something.
Yep.
Like these are young women. They have lives to live, and they are all at his mercy right now.
And it's not like they dictate policy and things like that, or have an ability to refuse the orders of the people in charge of them. So
That's absolutely true. Yeah. But I don't think that was ever in question.
Oh,
I think this is,
sure.
again, a situation where if you have power
Mm-hmm.
in this world here, it doesn't matter whether you're a good person or a bad person. You need to respect the fact that you wield that much power.
Right.
And if you do, you shouldn't be offended that people around you are like, I'm uncomfortable around you.
Yeah.
Why? I'm just a regular person. No, you're
you're a
really
person
not.
that could decide to have my head chopped off, and
and there'd be
no repercussions.
No repercussions of
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
No.
And in fact, you might even
hesitation.
get commended
You
for doing
might
your
even
job.
get rewarded for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a lovely, wonderful, and terrifying thing, the way that this show blends interpersonal relationships and power dynamics into the drama and narrative, while also having one of the key focus points of that through a character who is primarily not only the love interest, the one of the main characters, I would say one of the biggest drama points in the entire series.
Sure.
And also then one of the most powerful people in the story as well. Even if he's not fully like utilizing that level of power, or if he's not even allowed to use that full level of power, that's who he is. So
also that fun little bit of Jinshi being like, oh yeah, wait a minute, hang on, I'm the Emperor's brother. How do I feel about, all of this? That was just, it was nice to get that introspection from Jinshi. It was very nice and dramatic to have it happen when it did. And I want to see that followed up on.
Do you think that Jinshi knows that he knows that he knows who he really is, though?
That he's actually the Emperor's son?
The old Emperor's son, yeah.
No. The current story is that he's the old Emperor's son. And that he's the younger brother of the current emperor.
Yes, I keep mixing that up. No, that he is the current Emperor's son.
Right.
Thank you.
No, he's got no goddamn clue.
He has no clue. Right.
Yeah.
Right. He doesn't know.
Nope.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did I keep saying that? Because I feel like I said that before in this recording. Sorry, guys. I know he's the current Emperor's son, even if the show has not fully acknowledged it yet.
Right.
It is very clearly foreshadowed, and it was pretty much spelled out during the audio stuff.
Well, and there is that part of me that wonders because, like, okay, the whole thing of him looking so similar to the previous emperor could still happen. Could still happen with him being the child of the current emperor. But they also bring up the whole point of how he looks so similar to Adwo, and that Adwo can literally pass as a double for him.
Well, that's so right, and that's because Adwo, in a lot of ways,
is his actual mother.
Well, it's his actual mother, but also she's got that same kind of build and look in a lot of ways. The goddess that walks among us, kind of thing. The masculine femininity blended beautifully,
Right. And if anything, it just sometimes throws me a little bit because they'll bring up Jinshi's similarities to his parent and then his parent's dad.
Yes, because traits can skip a generation.
Oh, absolutely, right. It totally makes sense that that's a totally possible thing.
Oh, it's just genetics. Like I look in a lot of ways like multiple members of my extended family that are like older, like a previous generation, like two previous generations, but then also like I look like one of my uncles in as much as I look like my parents as well.
Right.
Like I think that it's rather fun when you get those cool moments where you look at like an old picture of your great-great-grandfather or your great-grandfather or something and you go, oh, whoa, that's just me. Like, like that is me with like a different nose or eyebrows, like that's actually a thing to think about. That's crazy is that because photos are so
it's
new,
a window into the past.
Well, no, new as far as generations ago goes, is that if you go back and look at like old paintings of
we would have a perspective that other people wouldn't have because if you go back 3 generations, they wouldn't have had photos of their grandparents as children, or great-grandparents as children.
Right. Nobody's going to afford to have a painter paint perfect paintings of.
And even then, it's it's only going to be a sort of reproduction.
It's an impression. Yeah, exactly. But yeah.
Okay.
Are
we going to have a war breakout?
We might.
And if we do, sorry, this is a little tongue-in-cheek, if we do, put Lacan on the front lines because apparently that
apparently the bro has anime super strength because his daughter was taken and it's funny that he eats his
The thing is, I love that joke in many different anime.
Yes.
This is not it, and if it was going to happen in this show, don't have it with Lacan. Like, that, like...
No, I think that's the point, though, is that Lacan has resolved his character stuff.
Right.
So now we can play with how quirky
totally.
and smart he is.
Oh, yes,
so
yes.
that he toys with people. So the idea of the dissonance, I guess, of him freaking out because his daughter, because he is Daddy Lacan.
No.
So say, Papa's coming, you know?
Oh no, yeah, no. All of that, I love it, and I love the way that it absolutely ruins things. Given that he's the strategist, right? Like it's the shit. No, he's not thinking clearly. But the scrawny person who is all that then yeets the thing.
Yeah, it's the
we've got some built people in the show that
anime-isms
that
are just sometimes not welcome in a story that is this grounded.
Right. This show is wonderfully grounded.
Now, the thing is, this is the same show that presents Mao Mao as a cat when she's excited about the things there.
Totally.
So in certain contexts, yes, if it's very clearly a this is not to be taken seriously thing, then yes, do that there. So in part, this is our actual media literacy needing to be asked upon, in that clearly he did not actually perform a feat of super strength here. This is all for a bit and a joke, in the same way that Lahan had dog ears come out when he was getting excited about, I do get what I want here out of this. Awesome. You know that bit we just did earlier? I'm closing the loop on that by pretending like
I'm
it actually
acknowledging it
happened
as
in
a
reality.
literal thing because I'm asking, for a discount on paying for it, but also that's the resolution of the bit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kind of silly, kind of dumb, but Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Where in the hell is Lolan, and what is Mao Mao's role going to be there?
Is she just gonna sit in a window somewhere and watch an army leave this place, or?
I think this story's better than that.
Oh,
to
definitely.
relegate her to window sitting and looking out.
I'm sure she would
waiting
give
for her
sassy,
man.
snappy commentary as she did.
That's true. That's true.
And it would be fantastic. But
yeah. But all right, y'all. Thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You get an early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general. Also, be sure to check out our Twitch channel. See if any of that interests you. We'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all
next time.